Hello everyone, we're here with another extract from the Complete ALCO Blueprint, my comprehensive bank training course. This is Howard Lothrop, ALCO Partners. I'm here today to talk with you about interest rate risk, ALCO considerations. This is a catch-all topic. It's one that actually has a lot of practical bearing on how you get along with your regulators and how you implement some of the ALCO topics we've talked about. Here's what it boils down to. The 2010 Joint Interest Rate Risk Advisory recognizes that management and regulators, when applying the requirements of the Joint Interest Rate Risk Advisory, should consider the size of the bank. You know, it's one thing for a $25 billion bank to have a certain degree of modeling sophistication. It's a whole nother ballpark for a $100 million bank. You should consider both as management team and as regulators, you should consider the nature and complexity of the activities at your bank. Now, if you're making simple loans, relatively short to moderate term finals, simple investment securities, we're not going into inverse floaters or things that respond inversely to the normal interest rate risk relationships we know. If you have a simple, non-complex bank, you should be permitted by your regulator to have a simpler and less complex interest rate risk and ALCO process. On the other hand, if you've got a lot of complexity in your activities, if you've got sophisticated financial derivatives hedging, if you've got other aspects of your bank that by their nature or complexity are much more sophisticated, the regulator is going to ask that your ALCO process be similarly increased in its sophistication. And all of these come under the guise of the overall limit, and that is that management and the regulators should consider the adequacy of your capital and earnings in relation to your overall interest rate risk profile. So if you have a much higher degree of capital, you're much more well capitalized than a typical bank, or you have high earnings, you can justify, a riskier IRR profile. On the other hand, if you're, really just barely meeting the minimums on your capital agreements and your earnings have been spotty, well, you probably need to back off the interest rate risk side a little bit. A lot of this, when you get right down to it, it's banking common sense and banking 101. Now, if you have any questions about this or any other topic in banking or any other topic we've spoken about in this series, please go to alcopartners.com/ask. Leave your question. I will give you a personal response. This is the final lesson, lesson 19 in this 19-part series. If you missed any, if you want to start from the beginning, sign up at alcopartners.com/lessons, alcopartners.com/lessons. This has been an extract from my comprehensive bank training course, the Complete ALCO Blueprint. This is Howard Lothrop. Thank you and goodbye.